Life doesn't warn you before it breaks you. Sometimes it's sudden a betrayal, a failure, a loss. Other times, it's slow, grinding, wearing you down piece by piece. And when it hits, when it shatters your world, you feel small, powerless, even invisible. But here's the truth. Being broken isn't the end. It's the beginning of discovering the strength you never knew you had. Today, we're going to face that pain, embrace it, and transform it into power. Life doesn't warn you before it breaks you. Sometimes it's sudden a betrayal, a failure, a loss. Other times, it's slow, grinding, wearing you down piece by piece. And when it hits, when it shatters your world, you feel small, powerless, even invisible. But here's the truth. Being broken isn't the end. It's the beginning of discovering the strength you never knew you had. Today, we're going to face that pain, embrace it, and transform it into power. Life has a way of breaking us in ways we never see coming. One moment, you're moving through your days, thinking you have control, thinking that the world bends around your plans. But here's the truth that nobody tells you. Everyone gets broken. Every person sitting here, every person walking down the street, every voice you hear on a screen has faced moments where life crushed them in ways words cannot capture. The difference is not whether life will break you, it's when and how you will respond. Feeling broken does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you are failing. It means you are human. It means you are alive in a world that is, at times, unbearably heavy. Think about the moments that make your chest ache and your knees weak. Think about the times you stayed awake at night, replaying events you wish had never happened. The arguments, the lost opportunities, the words said or left unsaid, the things that tear at your soul. When life breaks you, it is raw, unfiltered, and undeniable. And yet, that rawness is proof that you are capable of feeling deeply, proof that your heart still beats, that your mind still seeks meaning, that your spirit is still alive, even when it hurts. There is a strange beauty in that brokenness, a beauty that only those who have been shattered can recognize. Being broken also makes the world feel lonely. It isolates you from the people around you. Even if they care deeply, they see your smile, your attempts to keep moving forward, but they cannot see the weight you carry inside. You might feel as if you are screaming into a void, as if no one truly understands the storm raging within. And sometimes that loneliness is crushing, but it is also part of the journey. It forces you to confront your pain directly, to face the parts of yourself you might have ignored. It forces you to ask the hard questions. Who am I? What do I truly want? What am I willing to endure? The reality of being broken is that it strips away illusions. It shows you who you are when everything else is taken away. It strips away the masks we wear for the world, leaving only the raw self, the vulnerable self, the real self that is capable of both incredible pain and incredible resilience. In that brokenness, there is clarity. You begin to see the patterns in your life, the choices that have brought you here, the strength that has always been quietly waiting inside. And though the process is painful, though it is often lonely and exhausting, it is also transformative. Every broken moment holds a lesson. Every tear, every sleepless night, Every heartache is a teacher. They force you to confront truths you might have avoided. They push you into corners where you feel like giving up, but somehow keep moving. Being broken is like standing in the eye of a storm. You are surrounded by chaos. Yet there is a strange stillness within. And that stillness is where awareness begins. Where you start to recognize that while life can break you, it cannot define you unless you allow it to. And so, when you feel broken, remember this: you are not alone, you are not weak, and you are not finished. There is a path forward, even if you cannot see it yet. There is power in your pain, and it begins the moment you allow yourself to feel it fully, to acknowledge it without shame, and to face it head-on. Pain is one of the most universal truths of life. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about your age, your achievements, your dreams, or your plans. It comes for all of us, sometimes suddenly, sometimes gradually, but always with a force that feels unstoppable. And when it hits, it can feel like the world itself has turned against you. You might question why this is happening to you. Why you have to endure this suffering. Why life seems so cruel and unrelenting. But the truth is, pain is not just a punishment. It is a messenger, a teacher, and a guide that shapes who we are in ways that comfort never could. The first thing to understand is that pain is real. It cannot be ignored, suppressed, or wished away. Pretending it doesn't exist doesn't make it vanish. It only makes it grow, festering beneath the surface until it erupts in ways we cannot control. When life breaks you, there is no shame in feeling the full weight of that experience. The tears, the anger, the confusion, the fear, they are all part of the human response to suffering. Acknowledging pain is the first step toward transforming it. It is the moment you stop running from reality and start facing it, no matter how uncomfortable or terrifying that reality may be. Pain, in its rawest form, is also an indicator of depth. It shows you that you care, that you are alive, and that your soul is engaged with the world around you. To feel pain deeply is to know that your capacity for love, hope, and dreams is equally profound. When you are hurt by betrayal, by failure, or by loss, it is proof that you had something meaningful, something valuable, something worth feeling. Pain is not the enemy. It is the echo of your humanity, the sign that you are fully present in a life that is unpredictable, fragile, and breathtakingly real. But beyond just acknowledging it, pain has a purpose. It teaches lessons that no success or comfort ever could. It strips away illusions, showing you what matters and what does not. It exposes weaknesses, not to shame you, but to illuminate areas where growth is possible. It challenges you to confront truths about yourself, about the people around you, and about the world in ways that ease never could. Without pain, there is no depth of character, no resilience, no clarity of purpose. It is pain that separates fleeting happiness from enduring strength. Think about the moments when you've been tested to your limits. Those sleepless nights when fear and doubt kept you awake. Those days when every step forward felt like climbing a mountain. Those conversations that ended in silence or tears, leaving wounds that cut deep. Every one of those moments is a lesson. In disguise, they push you to reflect, to reconsider, to grow, They demand that you become stronger, wiser, and more intentional in the choices you make. Pain is uncomfortable, yes, but it is also a catalyst. It is the force that propels ordinary people into extraordinary versions of themselves. Pain also builds empathy. When you have suffered, you understand suffering in ways that comfort cannot teach. When life breaks you, the shadows seem endless. They stretch across your mind and heart, wrapping around every thought, every memory, every hope. It feels as though darkness has claimed you, leaving no space for light, no room for hope, no path forward. And yet, it is precisely in these shadows where true strength begins to emerge. Strength does not appear in the comfort of ease or the security of stability. It is forged in the fires of adversity, in the quiet moments when you feel unseen, unheard, and unworthy of even a single ray of light. The first step in finding strength in the shadows is recognizing that the darkness is real, but it is not permanent. Shadows exist because there is light. They are the byproduct of a world that still holds the possibility of change. When you are broken, the pain can make it difficult to see any glimmer of hope. But even in the deepest night, the faintest spark can become a blaze if nurtured. Strength begins in small acts of courage, opening your eyes to a new day, breathing through the ache, taking one step forward even when every fiber of your being screams to stay down. It is in these quiet, almost invisible actions that resilience is born. Another key to finding strength in the shadows is embracing the silence within. When life breaks you, the noise of the world, expectations, judgments, comparisons can feel unbearable. In the shadows, however, there is an opportunity to retreat, to pause, and to listen. Listen to the whispers of your own heart, to the truths you have been avoiding, to the desires and fears that have remained hidden. Reflection in these moments is not weakness, it is preparation. It is where you begin to understand yourself on a deeper level, where you start to discern what truly matters, and where you learn that even in brokenness, you possess resources that no one can take from you. Finding strength in the shadows also means facing your fears directly. When you are shattered, fear is inevitable. The fear pin can feel like a prison. When life breaks you, it can seem as though suffering will last forever, as though the weight of disappointment, loss, or betrayal will crush you completely. Yet, within that pain lies a hidden power, a power to transform your life, a power to turn what feels like defeat into a force that propels you forward. The secret is learning to see pain not as an endpoint, but as a beginning. When you begin to shift your perspective, when you start to look for meaning even in suffering, pain can become purpose. Purpose emerges when you stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What can I do with this?" It is in the act of turning inward, reflecting on your experiences, and understanding the lessons they carry. Every heartbreak, every setback, every moment of despair contains insights that, when recognized, can guide you toward a life that is stronger, wiser, and more intentional. Transforming pain into purpose is not instantaneous, it is a gradual awakening. It requires courage to face the truth of your struggles and the willingness to take the first small steps towards something greater. One of the most powerful ways to transform pain into purpose is by helping others. When you have been broken, you develop a sensitivity, an empathy, a deep understanding of suffering that can be life-changing for those around you. Your experiences can become a source of guidance, comfort, and inspiration. By sharing your story, by offering a hand to someone else who is lost in the shadows, you not only bring healing to others, but also reclaim your own power. Purpose grows in the act of giving, in the realization that your struggles are not meaningless they can be, the bridge that helps others find their way out of darkness. Another aspect of transforming pain into purpose is discovering your why. When life shatters you, it strips away illusions and exposes what is truly important. Perhaps it is family, creativity, personal growth, or a mission. Resilience is not something we are born with. It is something we build, brick by brick, through the experiences that challenge us, the moments that stretch us, and the days when we feel like giving up. When life breaks you, the idea of bouncing back can feel impossible. The wounds are raw, the pain is heavy, and the thought of facing another day may seem unbearable. But resilience is not about avoiding pain or pretending it doesn't exist. It is about learning to stand again, to move forward, and to grow stronger each time life pushes you to your limits. The first step in building resilience is accepting reality as it is. Life does not always unfold according to our plans, and hardship is inevitable. The sooner you acknowledge your circumstances, the heartbreak, the failure, the disappointment, the sooner you can begin to respond rather than react. Acceptance does not mean resignation. It means facing the truth without denial or blame. It means saying, yes, this happened. Yes, it hurts. And yes, I will find a way to move forward. That acknowledgement is the foundation upon which resilience is built. Next, resilience grows through small, intentional actions. It is easy to feel overwhelmed when the brokenness of life seems enormous. But strength is developed one step at a time. Simple acts: waking up and facing the day, keeping promises to yourself. Pursuing a small goal can have monumental effects over time. Each action reinforces the belief that you are capable, that you are not defined by what has happened to you, and that your life is still yours to shape. Consistency in small victories lays the groundwork for extraordinary transformation. Another crucial element of resilience is cultivating a mindset that embraces challenges rather than fears them. Life will always throw obstacles in your path, but how you perceive them determines your power. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" begin asking, "What can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow?" Shifting your focus from helplessness to opportunity allows you to see setbacks as lessons and suffering as a teacher. This mental shift doesn't make pain disappear, but it changes how you engage with it, turning adversity into a pathway for strength. Building resilience also involves surrounding yourself with support. No one becomes unbreakable alone. Family, friends, mentors, and even communities of strangers who share their stories can provide guidance, encouragement, and perspective. Connection reminds us that we are not facing our struggles in isolation. Listening to others' journeys, receiving advice, or simply being held in the presence of empathy can recharge your spirit and give you the courage to keep moving forward. Finally, resilience is strengthened by reflection and self-awareness. After the storm, take time to examine what you have learned, how you have grown, and what resources you have discovered within yourself. Journaling, meditation, or quiet contemplation can help you recognize patterns, understand your triggers, and develop strategies for the future. This awareness builds a foundation of confidence and inner strength, allowing you to face future challenges with greater courage and clarity. Building resilience is not an overnight process. It is a journey that requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. Each setback, each moment of doubt, each tear shed can become a stepping stone toward a stronger, wiser, and more empowered self. With every small step taken in the direction of growth, the brokenness that once held you captive begins to transform into an unshakable foundation, a proof that you are capable of rising again, no matter how many times life knocks you down. After enduring the storms, after facing the darkness, after pushing through the pain, there comes a moment, a quiet, almost invisible moment when you realize that you are no longer the person you once were. Life's trials have shaped you, stretched you, and tested you, and now, in the aftermath, there is an opportunity to embrace a new version of yourself, a version that carries the wisdom, strength, and clarity born from every struggle you have endured. This is the essence of transformation, rising from brokenness into a self-embracing a new you. Begins with acceptance, not the passive acceptance of circumstances, but a profound acceptance of yourself as you are right now, with all your scars, flaws, and imperfections. These scars are not signs of weakness, they are symbols of survival. They are proof that you endured, that you overcame, and that you continued forward when it would have been easier to give up. By acknowledging your own resilience, by honoring the journey that brought you here, you open the door to self-compassion and true personal growth. Another crucial step in embracing a new you is redefining your identity. Life's challenges may have shattered old beliefs about who you are, what you are capable of, or what you deserve. But now, you have the power to choose what you carry forward and what you leave behind. You can shed limiting self-perceptions, release the weight of past failures, and cultivate a mindset that aligns with your truest values. This redefinition is not superficial, it is deeply internal. It involves examining your fears, your patterns, and your desires, and consciously deciding to step into a self that reflects courage, integrity, and purpose. Transformation also requires gratitude. It may seem counterintuitive to feel grateful for pain, loss, or betrayal, yet each hardship has shaped you in ways that comfort never could. Gratitude does not erase the suffering. It honors the lessons embedded within it. By embracing thankfulness, you shift your focus from what you have lost to what you have gained: the strength to persevere, the wisdom to navigate challenges, and the clarity to pursue a life that resonates with your true essence. Gratitude nurtures resilience, and resilience fuels the emergence of the new self. Embracing a new you also involves courage, the courage to live authentically, the courage to pursue your passions, and the courage to step into spaces that once terrified you. Life after breaking is not about returning to who you were. It is about stepping into who you were always meant to become. This might mean making difficult choices, setting boundaries, or taking risks that once felt impossible. Each act of courage reinforces your sense of self, reminding you that you are not defined by past pain, but by the strength, wisdom, and integrity with which you move forward. Connection is another vital component. The new you is not isolated. It thrives in relationships that are nurturing, supportive, and aligned with your values. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift, challenge, and inspire you reinforces the growth you have achieved. Sharing your journey, your lessons. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to move forward despite it. After everything life has thrown at you, after every heartbreak, every failure, every moment that left you feeling small and powerless, there comes a point where you must decide. Will I let this define me, or will I rise above it? The moments when we feel most broken are also the moments that offer the greatest opportunity to claim our power, to step into our purpose, and to live fully, without hesitation. Courage is not a grand spectacle. It begins in the quiet decisions, the small steps, the persistent refusal to surrender to despair. To embrace courage, you must first acknowledge the fear that lies within. Fear is natural. It is the human response to the unknown, the unpredictable, and the uncertain. It whispers, "You cannot do this. You are not strong enough. You will fail." And yet, courage begins the moment you hear that whisper and act anyway. It begins when you take the first shaky step forward, even when your hands tremble, even when your heart pounds, and even when the world feels like it is pressing down on you. That act of defiance against fear is the spark that ignites the flame of transformation. Courage also demands vulnerability. To be courageous is to expose yourself to the possibility of failure, rejection, or criticism. It is to share your dreams, your truth, and your authentic self with the world. Even when it is uncomfortable, vulnerability does not weaken you, it strengthens you. It connects you to others, to life, and to your own sense of purpose. By daring to be seen, to speak your truth, and to follow your path, you affirm that your story matters, your voice matters, and your existence has meaning beyond the struggles you have endured. Another aspect of courage is persistence, the refusal to give up, even when the journey is grueling, even when the weight of life feels unbearable. Every step forward, no matter how small, chips away at the walls that fear and doubt have built around you. Each act of persistence, each decision to rise after falling, compounds into strength that cannot be taken away. Courage is cumulative. It grows in the repeated choices to continue, to try again, and to face what you once thought impossible. Courage is also found in embracing uncertainty. Life after being broken is unpredictable. Paths are unclear, outcomes are unknown, and the future can feel frightening. But within that uncertainty lies freedom, the freedom to create, to experiment, to redefine yourself. Courage allows you to step into the unknown with trust, faith, and a willingness to learn. It is in these moments, when you lean into the discomfort of uncertainty, that you discover capabilities, opportunities, and resilience that you never imagined. Moreover, courage involves commitment to yourself, to your growth, and to the life you want to lead. It is easy to be swayed by doubt, criticism, or past failures, but commitment anchors you. It is the promise you make to yourself to keep moving forward, to honor your potential, and to live a life aligned with your deepest values. This commitment turns courage from a fleeting moment into a lifestyle way of approaching life that refuses to be defined by fear or limitation. Finally, courage inspires action. It is not enough to feel brave or to speak about change. You must act. Every courageous decision, every step into discomfort, every bold choice sends a message to yourself and the world. I will not be defined by my pain. I will rise. I will thrive. Courage transforms thought into movement, despair into possibility, and brokenness into empowerment. It lights the way forward, not just for you, but for everyone who witnesses your journey. In every story of triumph, in every life that has emerged from darkness stronger and wiser, courage is the thread that weaves it together. It is the quiet, persistent force that drives ordinary people to achieve extraordinary things. And now, after facing the storms of your own life, after enduring the breaking and the rebuilding, the choice is yours. Will you step forward with courage, claim the power that has always been within you, and live a life that honors the strength of your journey, no matter how uncertain the path may seem?